Well, hello everyone. Been a while since you've seen my face. I hope y'all missing it a little bit. I'm trying to record this. I'm still not up to snuff, but I'm getting there. So, a couple things we need to go over. First off, I've got some of y'all haven't completed some of your work. All right, I've got number junctions 3 and 4, math perplexer 1, tomb robbers, and perplexer 2. So I need you to go ahead and complete those now. Okay, well, after my lesson here. So don't forget those. I sent them out in an email. I'll send another email out as soon as I finish this video to remind y'all about what's going to be done, okay? So be sure you get those done. I've got 3 screens going up, actually 4 screens going up here. So if I look like I'm looking around and I look at you, because I'm looking at the different screens, I've got different things I'm going to be putting up, okay? So today, you can hear, I don't know how I sound to y'all. To me, I sound awful. But I have, I've been out. I'm going to be out for a little while longer. Hopefully not too much, maybe late next week sometime. But do listen to this. I will post this in your modules so that you can see it. It will be in there so you can come back and check it later. So today we're going to start talking about entrepreneurship. Okay. So to begin with, what is an entrepreneur? Okay. So you can see me right there. I'm fixing to disappear my little face right down there so we can go with this. But I'm going to be in the background here. All right, so I've got 2 screens up. I've got what you're going to see is over on a screen off to my right, and then it's also in a screen in front of me. I'm going to have to be flipping both screens. You're watching the one over here. I'm trying to watch this one so I can kind of explain as I go. So let's get started. All right, so what is an entrepreneur? Okay. Oop. What are you doing? Hang on. I'm on the wrong page. That's why. Okay, there we go. All right, okay. So, according to dictionary.com, entrepreneur is a person who organizes and operates a business or business taking, let me see if I can get over here and get my face off of here. Okay. Operates business or businesses taking a greater than form of financial risk in order to do so. It's the person who starts the business. Comes up with the idea, comes up with, the financing, things like that. There's a lot of financing that goes into what it takes to become an entrepreneur. My screen went blank. See if I can come back. There we go. All right. So, all right. They got to come up with the idea, the financing, the hiring, all that stuff. That's the person, an entrepreneur. There are a number of different entrepreneurs in the world. You may know some. Your parents may be an entrepreneur. If they own their own business and run it, they're an entrepreneur. People like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, all kinds of people are entrepreneurs. That's because they own their own business. They started it. They finance it. Okay, and they keep it running. All right, but can you become an entrepreneur? All right, just in the 6th grade. Yeah, you can do that. There's no problem with it. There's nothing that says you can't become an entrepreneur and own your own business. All right, it may be something small as mowing lawns. All right, delivering papers. All right, going to the store for somebody, picking up groceries. All right, and getting paid for it. Not just for your family, but I'm talking about for friends and stuff. Neighbors, maybe there's an old folks in the neighborhood that can't get out. All right, I like me right now. I can't get out. Okay, so, but that's the kind of things we're talking about. So, let's see if I can get over here and get this switched now. All right, so what are the different types of entrepreneurs? You know, we know they own a business, but what kind of businesses do they own? And there's all kinds of things that will kind of tell you to it. All right. All right, there we go. Small business entrepreneur. Person that may do your hair. Local barber. All right, somebody owns a little mom and pop's grocery store. Things like that. These are all, uh, let me bring myself back in over here too, just for a second. These are all small business entrepreneurs. Okay. It can be doing anything, but it's local. It's not on a national, now you can have multiple locations, but you are still the primary owner, that entrepreneur. Okay. Uh, Large company entrepreneurs. These are people that, it's Amazon, Walmart, Sam's, all kinds of Tesla, SpaceX, all those kinds of things. Those are large company entrepreneurs. All right, big companies. They have investors. They have people that own stock and things like that. Okay. Social, scalable startup entrepreneurship. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. So we'll go. I don't want to get into it yet. Hang on. All right. Let's see. Social entrepreneurship. Okay, that's not Facebook in that sense. These are people that do things for the community. All right, they don't do it to make themselves rich. They do it to make the community rich. We'll talk more about that in a minute. All right, innovative entrepreneurship. These people come up with ideas, inventions, things like that. All right, they come up with new ideas to do things. All right, hustler entrepreneurs. These people are just moving constantly. They start a business, sell a business, go on to a new business. Start a business, get it built up, go on to something else. So they're constantly moving, moving, moving. We're going to talk more in depth on all of these in just a minute. Imitator entrepreneurship. Gab, I don't know if you're familiar with it, would be an imitator. Gab is a social network like Facebook. Okay, some people started it because they didn't feel that Facebook was giving them freedom of speech, so they started one that had more freedom of speech, or what they think is more freedom of speech. There's all kinds of stuff. There's some YouTube imitators, more Facebook imitators, Walmart imitators. There's all kinds of stuff. It's you see that something works, and so you design it, you change it a little bit so it's your own. Okay, we'll talk more about that too. All right, research entrepreneurship. That's what it says. It's people that do research for different things. Okay, and I think no, buyer entrepreneurship. These are kind of like venture capitalists. They go out and they buy businesses that are already established and make their own type of businesses. Okay, they just bring it into their own company. Conglomerates are what they a lot of times are referred to, because they have a lot of different businesses under them, and they don't have to all be the same thing. They can be a whole bunch of different types of businesses under them. All right, small business entrepreneur. Let's talk a little bit more about those. Okay. All right. A majority of businesses are small businesses, entrepreneurs. And let me go ahead and take myself out of here just for a minute so you can read a little bit better. Okay. All right. So, like I said, mom and pop stores, the local barber, local, bookstore, things like that. Plumbers, carpenters, things in the neighborhood, people like that you just call up. These are people interested in making small business, are likely to make small profits and support family and a modest lifestyle. They can get rich. They may not get extremely rich, but they'll be well off. Okay. Small business entrepreneur is often when a person owns and runs their own business. Okay. A local restaurant. Okay. Not a national chain, not like, a McDonald's or Burger King, but something small that's just, maybe just one store or one restaurant you go in and eat. Okay. Local hairdresser boutiques, consultants, plumbers, all these are the same type thing. Okay. Okay. And somehow I hit the wrong thing here. So let me see if I can get over here and hop to the next one. Large company entrepreneur. And while I'm doing that, I have to restart my camera. Let's see if I come back. Yeah, okay, there we go. Large company entrepreneur. We talked a little bit about these are big companies and stuff. Trying to run 3 screens at once gives me a headache. Okay. It's when a company has a finite amount of cycles, of life cycles. This type of venture is good for an advanced professional who knows how to sustain innovation. They are part of a large, what they call C-level executives. These are big people. Create new services, products based on consumer preferences. They do a lot of surveying, things like that. Market surveys, that may be where, if you've ever taken a survey, it may be done by a large company entrepreneur because they're trying to find out how people feel about things. Small business entrepreneurs can turn into a large company entrepreneur. Walmart started like that. Walmart started as a little bitty store in Arkansas. I think it was Little Rock. I may not have been Little Rock. And it eventually grew into a worldwide, organization of today. Other companies, Microsoft, Google, Disney, these are all kinds of entrepreneurs. Disney started in Walt Disney's garage when he created Mortimer Mouse, who eventually became Mickey Mouse. All right, and so he grew that from a garage. Apple grew out of a garage. Microsoft grew out, all these out of small little areas. So there's nothing that says you can't come up with an idea and it grow and become large and big and something like that. Okay. All right. Scalable. We're just going to cover some of these real quick. This kind of entrepreneurship is when entrepreneurs, their company can change the world. They often receive funding from venture capitalists. A venture capitalist is just somebody who is an investor, has money to invest and wants to invest into a certain type of company. All right, Shark Tank. Those people on Shark Tank are venture capitalists, okay? Scalable startups look for things that are missing in the market and create solutions for them. Silicon Valley is an example of this. A lot of different companies up there that come up with new things. That's why every few years you have to buy a new iPhone. You've got to buy a new TV or something because everything gets bigger and faster, and sometimes it gets cheaper, okay? Examples of some scalable startups are Facebook, Instagram, Uber. Facebook started off just as a little college thing, I think if I remember right, it was just kind of rating how people were, and it grew from there, okay? Social entrepreneur, like I said, entrepreneur who wants to solve social problems with their product and service. We're going to talk more about some of these later, okay? But some different types of social entrepreneurs. We're going to talk about some other type, some of the small business and large business entrepreneurs. Their main goal is to make the world a better place. They don't work to make big profits or wealth. They are well off. They can survive on it's like charities and stuff. They can make some money, but most of their money goes to working in the communities, trying to help people and stuff. All right, innovative entrepreneur. Innovative entrepreneurs are people who are constantly coming up with new ideas and inventions, make these ideas and turn them into business ventures, often aim to change the way people live. Edison would be an example of an innovative entrepreneur. Edison came up with the phonograph, movies, all kinds of stuff. All right, and they look for ways to make their products, services stand out from others. Steve Jobs, Bill Gates. All right, Steve Jobs, if you're not familiar with him, started Apple. Bill Gates is Microsoft, okay? Elon Musk, anybody know who Elon Musk was? He's Tesla. Okay, people who are willing to work hard are hustler entrepreneurs. They put in constant effort. They often start small and work towards going to bigger business with hard work rather than capital. Sometimes they're working to make it big enough so they can sell it. Okay, they do not give up easily and are willing to experience challenges. Someone who is willing to hustle is willing to cold call many people. Cold call is where you just pick the phone up and you call somebody out of the blue and say, hey, would you like to buy this? You may get those on your phone sometimes. Nowadays, we call them spam and things like that, okay? Imitator entrepreneur. Imitators are entrepreneurs who use other business ideas as inspirations, but work to improve them. They look to make certain products and services better and more profitable. An imitator is a combination between an innovator and a hustler. They come up with new ideas. That's why you have Android and Apple phones. Okay, and then Google phones. Okay, they're Android and Google are similar. They're based on some of the same thing. Apple is kind of completely different. But the reason you have to buy new phones is because people keep thinking, what if we do this? Okay, and they come up with things. The original phones didn't have cameras in them, and they started putting cameras. You couldn't play music on it. They put music on it and stuff. So there's all kinds of different things that you could do. Originally, cell phones were just a cell phone. You picked up, you used it to use it as a cell phone. Then people put all that other stuff on it. Research entrepreneur. Take their time when starting their business. They want to do as much research as possible before offering a product or service. They want to make sure it works, all right, and that people want it, all right. People have made things, and they thought they had the next big thing, and then they end up with a warehouse full of it because people didn't buy it. IBM did that with I think it was called a ThinkPad several years ago. It was the first type of tablet, but nobody wanted it. And it didn't catch on until Apple came up with the iPad and they started making it a little bit better. All right. Research entrepreneurs rely on facts, data, and logic than their intuition. The hustler relies more on intuition, things like that. Detailed business plans are important to them, and that way, by the time they're ready to market, their chances of failure are very small. Buyer entrepreneur. A buyer is a type of entrepreneur who uses their wealth to fuel their business ventures. They use their fortune to buy businesses that think will be successful. All right, somebody looks down and says, all right, Facebook bought Instagram. Okay, Google bought YouTube. All right, because they saw potential with them and wanted to make them bigger and expand their profits and make the company bigger. All right, these are the types that we will be talking about mostly. Okay, I'm going to go through all the small business entrepreneurship, just the blue one. We'll talk some about large business, large company, but not that much. We're going to try to stay a little small on most of these. All right, scalable startups, social entrepreneur. We're going to talk a lot about those. Okay, not so much about innovative. All right, not so much about the hustler or the imitator. We'll talk a little bit about imitator, but not a lot, okay? And then that's going to be about it. So we're going to concentrate more on small business and social entrepreneurship. The small business is because that's what you can do, okay, to get started. You don't need a lot of money. In fact, I'm going to show you how to do one for free probably next term. Maybe towards the end of this term. We'll see how things go. All right, let's see. Okay, we're going to stop there for the day. Let me come back over here. We've done almost 20 minutes. Give y'all a little break. Let me get back over here so I can get me back on there. Okay, so that's kind of the way it's going to go. All right. So do look at these. Okay, they're in your modules. Of course, that's how you found them here. All right. Look at the different types of entrepreneurs. Get familiar with them. You do need to know all of them, basically, of just a little bit about what they stand for. Okay, what they're doing. You don't need to know that whole paragraph, just the kind of the basics of it. Know that, for example, hustler entrepreneurship. These are people who are quick on working. They go out. They work hard to try to get their business promoted. Buyer entrepreneurship, people who buy other companies to make it bigger, things like that. So just know the basics of it. All right, so if you have any questions on these, do email me. I don't have my email up on here, but it's rcook@jpsms.org. It's the same as your ad, just rcook at the beginning, okay? You do have another assignment. I know I just told y'all to make sure you got the other work done. I know some of y'all finished those assignments. Good, I'm glad you did. I am going to be grading those this weekend, making sure everything's done. So those of you that haven't, be sure you get them done by Friday midnight. The only other thing, I'm introducing something new. It's going to be multiplication mosaic, excuse me. There is a video on YouTube on how to do this. I will have one for you to do. I'll tell you what, let's wait. I'll do that tomorrow. Okay, I'll put that assignment and just be added with what I'm doing with the entrepreneur. We'll put that a little bit at the end of it, and we can work those through. All right, so right now, Just make sure you have those 4 assignments done. Let me pull them up again so I can read them. Number junctions 3 and 4, Math Perplexer 1, Tomb Robbers, and Perplexer 2. I am going to send out a message to parents that a lot of y'all have not done this. So please try to get it done so you don't get in trouble at home and you don't get a 0 on your work or on your assignments. All right, so come back tomorrow. I'll do another one of these for you, and we'll move on from there. And I'll try to post one of these every day. Now, I know you're being split. You can be sure you bring your headphones so you can watch the video. Don't watch YouTube, okay? Do the video, do your work, and then if the teacher doesn't mind, if you're still in their class, do the YouTube, okay? That's fine. But do get your work done first, okay? All right. If you have any questions, email me. Get those 4 assignments done, and I'm going to send an email out and just a little bit on those 2, okay? Hope to get back to y'all soon. I'm healing up pretty quick here. So y'all take care. Do everything you're supposed to. And I'll see you hopefully maybe next week if everything goes right. Take care.